Okay, where we left this project off last time was the vinegar bath. So I had left a few pieces sitting in concentrate, like 50% concentration of vinegar and water mix, so 50-50, and soaked a few parts for, like I said, overnight, 24 hours. So it includes this piece, these pieces that slide on here, um, the screws that hold those in, as well as these stripper clips I had mentioned last time as well. Just I wanted to experiment with something, and I can talk about that a little bit later. It worked fairly well. The rust did start to bubble off a bit. You know, by the end of 24 hours, it was disgusting looking, and you know, it did take some of the rust off. In the end, it was kind of a big mess to clean up, and I didn't think it was effective enough to work used on the rest of the pieces. So those are the only pieces that I did soak. Then I took my handheld grinder. Here's your Harbor Freight special. It's a real cheap grinder. Put this wire cup attachment on it. Actually, there's the grinder. I still have the box. Like I said, I think I got it last year at Harbor Freight on a sale. I guess better a cheap grinder than no grinder, is kind of was my thought. So, and I actually kind of bought it with this project in mind, even though I didn't have the bench vise at the time. So, after soaking for 24 hours, I got to work on this with the wire brush on the angle grinder, and it looks pretty nice. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really shiny now. I mean, there's a few pieces I probably need to continue to work on a little bit, but it really did a nice job. It was really difficult to get in here in the corners, and I was pretty hesitant to get too close to this plate because I would really like to try to salvage that. I think it's pretty nice. Again, this is the Rock Island Bertman Electric Company, number 593. And then, well, actually, I think the other side looks a little nicer, just because I didn't have to work around the plate. Actually, it looks like in the camera it's not coming out as quite as nice as it looks in person. But, and then the real hard part to get, because I just can't get in there with this angle grinder, is there. So you can tell, I mean, it's, you know, I can really get to kind of about right here, and that's as close as I can get. And you know, again, these are really hard to get in those spots. I can't do anything inside there. So it is what it is for now. I'm thinking about getting a Dremel, but I really don't want to have to buy any more equipment for this project, so we'll see. Did a really nice job. So on this piece I did not soak, nor did I soak this. And I just went straight to the wire brush on the angle grinder, and it did a really nice job. I would say in all, I probably would not soak any of these pieces again if I were to redo this. It just, you know, your bang for the buck is not there. I did basically all the same work on this as I would have done without it, and you know, these turned out just fine. Did a really nice job here. You know, again, there's some pieces here that I can't really, it's really hard to get in there. Well, not inside, I can't get inside at all, but just even like up here, and even on the side here, there's some paint there I just can't get at. It did a nice job on this piece here though. It's nice and shiny. Had access to this, and without you know, without any ledges or anything to work around, so that did a nice job, as well as in the shaft. I didn't have to do anything on the threaded piece, and that's in really good condition. I mean, it's really smooth and no burrs or anything in there that I can tell. And then this worked out okay as well. Now I really would, yeah, this is why I'm thinking about getting the Dremel, because I really would like to get inside of this. can't tell from the lighting here, but yeah, there are no burrs. I can put my finger in there, so it's gonna work fine even if I can't get in there, but I really would like to just kind of clean down the center there. Let's see if you can look through this direction. Yeah, I can't see too much, but I'll take some time to think about that, maybe a week or so. I think the next step would then be to just tape off some of this other stuff, or actually I guess I need to kind of work on some of these spots here around the plate. You know, some of the corners and in the back here. Maybe with a handheld brush, or yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I would use. Some steel wool or something. And that'll be the next step. Then I'll just kind of wipe it all down, and I'll have to figure out if I'm going to paint this or not. My wife says I shouldn't, but I think I might anyway. I think this was originally red. It seemed to be the last coat underneath everything. So maybe I'll paint this red. We'll see. And then the one thing I wanted to discuss, I had mentioned a few minutes ago that I had thrown these stripper clips into the vinegar solution to sit overnight. And the reason why I did that is, as I was going through my bag of stripper clips, I found 4 that were just terrible, corroded and kind of rusted, and I just wanted to see what would happen because they were borderline not usable to begin with. So I threw these 4 in, and it really did do a nice job, I have to say. Maybe something to think about if you have a bunch of old stripper clips that you maybe picked up someplace. And so on the inside piece, which I think is brass, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I believe that is, this one's pretty discolored, and it was originally as well. But you know, the brass component's not going to look great. They're pretty spotted. I mean, like I said, they were rusty. But so I actually then, you can read. You couldn't read this before. You're not going to see it on the camera here. But yeah, the writing on the back was just illegible, and yeah, this side was rusted, and yeah, it came out okay. I threw it into the oh, what is it? My case tumbler, and just I wanted to see if it would clean up the brass part, and it looks a little bit nicer. I didn't let it run all that long, and you know, just because I don't care. It was kind of messy though, because my walnut casing, you know, shells would go down these little holes here at the end, and so I had to shake everything out, and even then it was hard to get everything out. But that's something to consider. I would say really the vinegar bath on these really helped. I don't, you know, if you don't really care what the brass looks like, because it does kind of come out spotty afterwards, but something to think about if your stripper clips are, you know, a little bit corroded and disgusting. Maybe give that a shot on a few of them and see what you think. All right, until next time, that's it. Thanks.